Hello folks, and welcome back to another Wise Game video. In today's video, we're going to cover World of Warcraft Classic, and we're going to go over a few things. I did get invited to the stress test, so I was able to actually play the game for a good couple of hours, get my taste of it, and we're going to do some game coverage a little bit later. But first, I actually want to discuss something about the beta invites. There was an issue going on that was preventing where the beta invites were not showing up for everybody. So in this video, I'm going to let you know about that, so you could probably contact Blizzard if this is happening to you. Because you could be sitting on a beta invite or a stress test invite and not even know about this. Now, the stress test is something that just happens for like 20 hours. They only run it for like one day, and then they shut it down, and then in another couple of weeks, they're supposed to be giving us another stress test to do. But now, if you do have a beta invite, this could be also stopping it from showing up in your account. Because when it comes to the stress test, they do send out emails, but for the beta invite, they have not. So they have not been sending out emails this time for beta tests. You pretty much have to check your launcher on a daily basis and see if it actually shows up. So what I'm going to be discussing now is if we look just above the blue play button, we're going to see just below region and account, this is where the games are that you're able to download or install and then play. So in this list here is where your beta should show up if you do get chosen to actually play beta. But what was happening was a lot of people had two PTRs in here. And I had PTR 1 and PTR 6. Yours could be different. It could be PTR 2, PTR 7, so on and so forth. So this is what was stopping the beta from showing up in the list for many of us. So Blizzard did go in here and delete this. You can't do this yourself. You cannot delete anything from this list. If you do have that issue where you got two PTRs showing up in here, definitely contact the GM of Blizzard and tell them about it so that they could come in here and remove it, so now your beta or your stress test will now show up. Next, we're going to log into the game. We're going to give it a look, just talk about the game in general, and have a little bit of fun. Catch you in a bit.
The noble humans of Stormwind are a proud, tenacious race. Though the recent invasion of the demonic Burning Legion decimated their sister kingdom of Lordaeron, the defenders of Stormwind stand vigilant against any who would threaten the sanctity of their lands. Nestled in the foothills of Elwyn Forest, Stormwind City is one of the last bastions of human power in the world. Ruled by the Child King Anduin Wrynn, the people of Stormwind remain steadfast in their commitment to the Grand Alliance. Backed by their stalwart allies, the armies of Stormwind have been called away to fight the savage horde on distant battlefields. With the armies gone, the defense of Stormwind now falls to its proud citizens. You must defend the kingdom against the foul mongrels that encroach upon it, and hunt down the subversive traitors who seek to destroy it from within. Now is the time for heroes. Now humanity's greatest chapter can be told.
And here we are logged into the actual game. We can see it looks great just like it did years ago, except the graphics are a little more pumped up now. A more modern engine now. You can see that the water textures are more what the current WoW is compared to 15 years ago. Now, when it comes to quest in Classic WoW, there is no like built-in quest helpers, so you're pretty much on your own when it comes to that, unless if you do an internet search. So if we open up the world map, which is now down here in the bars again, instead of being attached to the actual mini-map, if we open up the world map, we're going to see that there's no icons, and I indeed have about 3 or 4 quests right now. So we don't see any icons whatsoever in Classic WoW. But myself, that is one add-on I probably will get. And the reason being is because back in the day, I didn't work as many hours as I do now. I work 10 to 12-hour days. And I just don't have the time to go roaming around looking for an objective for 2 hours. It just takes me way too much time, and that's the reason why I am considering using Quest Helper for that. But again, it doesn't hurt anybody else, and it's not anything that's an exploit or anything that gives somebody an advantage when it comes to like a PvP situation. You can use add-ons now in any one of the beta tests. They are making them now, but you have to make sure that those add-ons are for this current beta game. And now that quest is done, I'm just going to do whatever I need just to ding. I could probably almost do it by just killing mobs. But I do have a boss that I have to kill if somebody didn't kill him yet. Because back in Classic, the spawn times are a lot longer. Some elite bosses could actually take like many hours for them to spawn. Now, if I remember correctly, he should be somewhere down here. If other players actually hit them before you could hit them, a lot of times you don't get counted for it. Where in the more modern game you do. Another reason why a lot more people grouped up back in the Classic days, or vanilla. Now when the game goes live and a couple of months goes in, there shouldn't be this many people consolidated in an area, so it should be a lot easier to get the quest done. It's just because this is a small stress test with a lot of players, everybody's jammed in here to actually do this. The guy was always in this corner down here, but I've looked and he's not there. And this is the only camp that I'm seeing. Let me try. Actually, wait a minute. He might be back here where this cabin is. There he is. There's his corpse. Alright, so this is where he is. What level is he? He's level 5, so he's actually one level above us. See, already we're grouped up. There he is. Alright. So it should count now for everybody because we're in a group. And there we go. There's his head. Back then, levels really mattered, especially in like PvP and things like that, because if somebody was 5 levels beyond you, they were usually immune to your hits. So you couldn't do much to them. Now, I don't know if that still holds true right now, because from what I understand, and everybody, again, on this stress test can only reach level 5 and that's it, they are taking out Hogger in a group, and Hogger, I believe, right now is level 10. So, I don't know if they changed that, or maybe it's because there's 5 or 10 people attacking him. But as far as I know, it was always like that. It was always that 5 level difference really mattered. Since Wrath of the Lich King or maybe even Catter, it didn't matter as much. Like a player, if they were really good and they were a good class versus your class, if they were 5 levels different, it didn't matter much. Now we'll take a piece of gear here. Let me see, what do I need? I got better legs. My back. That is a better back. Because the one I have now is only gray. And the chest I have, I think, is better. And there we are, level 5. Alrighty, now my next mission is I'm going to make my way to Stormwind. Just to see what the population's like there. I'm imagining that it's huge. And just tool around a bit in the game. There's not much else I really have to do objective-wise now because I can't go beyond level 5. There's no sense in really learning too many professions and things of that nature because, again, the game's going to be wiped in a couple of hours. Now, the first time I've played this game, this is the area that made me fall in love. I was like, the first time I walked out of Northshire and I was looking around here, I'm like, this is gorgeous, man. If there was any place I would want to live on Earth, it put a nice cabin, like right on the side of this pond or whatever it is. I mean, this is awesome. And I just fell in love with the game. As soon as I looked at it, I was like, wow. And Goldshire is such a cool little, whatever you want to call it, little village or whatnot. So I did make my way here earlier today, just to rest up a bit and to sell some stuff and stock up on some goodies. I'm not going to bother getting those quests because what for? Now, if you notice, back then we didn't even have the flight guy here anymore. I don't think he became part of the game to like Wrath of the Lich King or whatnot. But there was no flight path in Goldshire back in the day, back in vanilla. So it was a lot on foot. Now, if you guys, I don't know if you guys remembered, if you played back then, but your first mount is like 90 gold. Unless they changed that in Modern Classic WoW. But if they kept it the same, which everything's supposed to be the same as patch 112. So that's where the game's going to take place, is patch 112. The cost of the riding and the mount combined was about 90 gold. First time I played the game, I was about level 44 when I got mine. It took me a long time because I didn't know that. I was blowing my gold stupid. I mean, if I was in an area where a lot of mobs were killing me, instead of resonant my body, I would use like the spirit guard or spirit res. And I was blowing a lot of money doing that on repairs. A lot of gold. So when I reached level 40, I had like 5 gold or something like that. And I'm like, man, how am I going to get this amount of gold? I want my riding, you know? So I went out to an area in Hinterlands, and there's a bunch of wolves out there. And I was grinding them, and I noticed that they dropped quite a bit, these furs. They were like silver pelts or something they were called. And they sold for a pretty good penny. They sold for about 70 silver a piece, which is almost 1 gold a piece. So I figured, I'll go out there, I'll spend a day, I'll just grind them. Listen to some tunes and just relax, have a couple of beers, and grind them and get my gold and go get my mount. About an hour grinding those wolves, one dropped an epic. It was like an epic piece of gear, and it was a good piece of gear. Back in vanilla days, if you did grind mobs religiously, you could get an epic to drop. And basically, I asked a friend of mine who was teaching me a lot about the game, I says, what do you think this is worth? And she says, that thing's worth about maybe 200 gold. And I'm like, are you serious? She goes, yeah. She goes, you'll be able to get your mount in training. And I'm like, oh, that's great. So I put it in the auction house. I got 120 for it. Very happy. And that's how I got my mount at level 44. But that was luck. So now, this time around, I'm saving and then selling everything. Alrighty, now another thing in the older game is we have to actually go back to visiting our trainers all the time, because that's the only way that we're going to be able to up and get our new skills. So we have to, and I'm level 5 now, so I should have a skill waiting for me. And if I remember right, he should be back here where SI or S1 is, right in the back there, up in that cabin. So let's see. I'm not used to walking everywhere, though. I have to say I'm still looking for my mounts to click on to ride. And no, we don't have them yet. So it's a lot of walking. It's a lot of time consuming. But again, that's what makes WoW Classic great. Going back to the basics, I love it. Now, I don't know if it's this house. I think it is. Let's see. All right, that's the guy who gives the rogues their poison. This ain't it. This is the This ain't it. That's the rogue place. Mine should be near the... Well, that's right. They made it different now. The target dummies... No, those aren't target. The warrior place is right near the target dummies usually. Oh, in here. Yeah. That's right, the target dummy area is different now. It's not in that grassy area. Alright, this is the warrior place. Now if we come in here, I should be able to get a new ability. No, I guess not. I guess my next one is... That I gotta be... It looks like level 8. Hamstring, that's level 8. Okay, so I guess I don't get anything for... Battle Shout, what's that? That's like 12. I already got Battle Shout. No, that's rank 2. Yeah, because I already got Battle Shout. Yeah, so I can't get anything yet. Well, that's 50 something. Or it could be that I also don't have the gold. Now I'll go over a few things just to, in case we forgot and all that. So here's the UI right down here again, the old way, the way it used to be. And again, the characters have their old faces back again. It's not like the newer models anymore. Down here is the quest log. Instead of looking like an exclamation point that's red, it now looks like a urn or something. And that's our quest log. And again, our world map is down here. Or you could just press M on your keyboard to open that up. So on and so forth. Bag space we know is very, very low in Classic WoW until way later. So you really got to be careful about, always making sure that your bags are emptied so you could pick up those quest items. And here, oh, that's right. Oh, okay. You must be a knight or higher rank. Alright, so this is the PvP room. So this is where you would have to come, say, if you got a high rank, and you could come and buy some gears from doing like battleground ranking. And then to queue up for all this stuff, if I remember right, for Classic WoW, you have to go to where the keep is. You have to go inside the castle. And there should be a room in there once they activate BGs in this game where you actually have to go speak to them to queue up. There's no automatic queue down here or anything. There's none of that in Classic WoW. So anyways, guys, I don't want to make a 3-hour-long video, but there is so much in this game that I do want to cover and play and all that. And I just wanted to make a video before this game gets shut down, because I'm not guaranteed a beta invite once this gets shut down. So hopefully I do get one, and then I can make more coverage, go up in level, explore more areas. But for now, we just know the bare basics. This is about all we have, and I'm surprised Stormwind is so dead. I just realized that. The amount of players in here last night, man, was ridiculous. I mean, they were all piled up in Northshire. There was like at least 300 just in Northshire. And I heard that there's been some world PvP going on. I guess the level 5s fighting each other, which sounds like a lot of fun. So I'm going to log on a little bit later and see if any of that stuff's going on. Besides that, there's not much to do right now in the stress test, as we could see. So, alright guys, so again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to sub up if you want to follow us for more future videos in Japanese RPG and, of course, World of Warcraft. And I will be covering more Classic WoW now, probably more than Battle for Azeroth, but I'll still be covering both games. Feel free to comment below, and we'll catch you the next time. Take care. Bye-bye.